Hello, everyone, and welcome back again. We've got more Ori All Skills action coming to you right now. From the Hollow Grove group, we're going to be seeing Greez versus Xavier. My name is Vol'jin. I'm joined by Cleanfell tonight, and we're going to bring you this match. Clean, how are you doing, dude?
Doing quite well as always. I'm always excited to commentate another good, fun match. This will be Greez and Xavier's first match in for their group tournament so far. So they have yet to set their best race time, but we shall see that today.
That's right. Greez and Xavier being the middle two seeds in this particular group. The standings right now in this group actually following the order in which these players were seeded into the group based on their PBs. Greez's PB is a 34 and change. Xavier technically doesn't have one, actually. That number listed on there, unfortunately, he accomplished it with a slight problem that is known to the Ori community, where if you play on a 144 hertz monitor with VSync on, that kind of makes the game run faster than normal. However, Xavier is a skilled runner of this game. It's just unfortunately that number is irrelevant. So we're not going to worry too much about that, but he's a skilled player, and we think this will still be a very good matchup.
So yeah, we'll just say that Xavier will set a pretty good time today. He's actually the person who created the text guide for the All Skills route. So whoever was practicing using that, you can give your thanks to Xavier for that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great accompaniment to Sigma's video guide. Of course, Greez representing the country of France today with pride. He is the second fastest French runner in the tournament. And we'll see what these two runners are able to bring. Greez, of course, playing on controller, which is always fun to watch a controller-only player see what sorts of things they'll do.
Yeah, Xavier's kind of got a controller, but he's more of a hybrid. He's going to use a KBM when necessary. Both these players are going for kind of weird tricks listed. They're both doing clean water, but Xavier's going to be doing Grotto Cycle, and I assume Greez will just attempt it, and Greez is going to try Fast Stompless.
Yep, and we'll see how those differences shake out over the course of the run, as we're just about to get started here between Greez and Xavier. You see our menu with the difficulty selection. Of course, Ori speedruns, we often gloss over this, but they're always done on normal difficulty. It's the same as the normal difficulty, that is the same as what things were like in the vanilla game. So it makes for the best overall play experience. And Clean, we're about to get started on this run here to the Spirit Flame. You expect to see any major time differences there?
No, you expect to always get the same time no matter what. Even if your jumping is not perfect, but it's basically the only thing you can do at this part, you'll basically see a tie game going. Greez getting a little bit out ahead, do some better jumping strats.
Possibly a slightly faster prologue skip as well.
Yeah, so because Greez is on a controller only, he's gonna have a hard time of mashing. So what's he gonna do, Vil, instead of mashing his shots?
Well, presumably what we're going to see here is a timing or a pacing of his shots against these Frankies. There's going to be 3 of them. They each take 5 hits to kill. And what you can do on, if you have good mashing, or if you have, access to controller, keyboard and mouse, you can mash your shots where you spam them really quickly. Greez actually is going with something like that. He is doing some mashing. If you get those 2 shots clustered together, it's pretty quick. A lot of other controller runners will go with pacing where they just tap, 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 tap in a fixed rhythm. But didn't make much of a difference between the 2 runners right here. And Xavier just missing one little jump right there. So still pretty even.
Oh, yeah. Don't expect this lead to be final, because definitely leads can change variably as the race goes on. If you saw the last match between Roos and Random, their lead changes was changing every minute, so you expect to see something like that for this race as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Greez, of course, coming in here, taking a little bit of intentional damage on that slime. Xavier opting not to because he's already taken a bit of damage. They're both trying to manage their health for the Ghost Door glitch coming up, an intentional death, where it'll just be quicker if they're already at 1 HP. So Greez, again, an intentional boost through that slime. Xavier looks like he's at 3 health, so he'll take 1 damage here, but it'll still be slightly slower. Oh, and Greez having to watch the cutscene there. He saved on the ledge. Oh, no.
Very unfortunate. People try to time that save by just falling, but There you go. So Xavier be able to catch up from the maybe 1 second lead that Greez has currently. They're both going to go for, I believe they're going for a 5 health strat, but they're both going to get this first one out of Glades to get them to 4.
Yeah, it's going to make this early game much, much safer. It's a lot easier to deal with all the stuff that Sunken Glades has to offer if you've got that 4th health. And it also gives you a nice convenient refill since you just damage down to 1 to do your Ghost Door.
No, yeah, definitely. Greez and Xavier hopping around because that's basically still, again, all they can do. Even when they get the wall jump, which is going to be their first tree ability that they go to get, they'll still mainly be using their hops to traverse the map. Greez having a little bit of trouble heading down here. You optimally want to have a kind of a timed XP, which explodes all the brambles around the area, but Xavier's going to be able to pull it off very nicely.
Yep, that little bit of the little moment of fright there for Greez, as if you die right before wall jump, it is a very costly time loss. You get sent all the way back to your Ghost Door save. So he was able to escape that fate. That's pretty nice. But now we've come to wall jump. We're going to pick up this energy cell here. Very important energy cell. Xavier opts to just drop a save. There's really no particular need for that specific save anyway, and he gets a energy refill right away. So it doesn't really make a difference either way, and it makes a pretty ripple in the water.
Yeah, Greez is going to get that XP on the way out, so it didn't hurt him too much. So now they're heading out of here, and they're going to make their way over to Blackroot to get really the ability that changes the game. Because, again, if you see them, they're just going to... When you're in this part of the race, you kind of want to never be on the ground. But as soon as you get dash, you always want to be on the ground.
That's right. It allows you to travel along the ground at a very high rate of speed, faster than bashing through the air, faster than jumping through the air, even faster than a trick called bash gliding, which is where we preserve some momentum from a bash. That, of course, you'll see later on, but in general, dashing is actually faster than all that, so we're really going to take advantage of it early in this game. And now, of course, we're going to see the good old Save Anywhere glitch getting into BRB.
Oh yeah, we don't like cutscenes in our speed run, so being able to use the ability tree to level up and save the game anywhere, you're able to just skip some cutscenes here. So Greez is going to pull it off and get into Blackroot.
Yep, and Xavier hot on his trail, not too far behind. And now we're into the scary spike section of the speedrun where everything's dark and spooky. The spikes around here all deal 3 damage pretty much. Well, the ones in that little shaft just now were 1 damage, but these ones right here, these are 3. You don't want to touch them. But Greez is able to get over to the left, makes a save. Definitely a great place for a safety save. It'll allow him to confidently traverse back across this pit.
Xavier's also going to do a save on the beginning of the pit, so definitely good for them because they don't want to be sent back up to the cutscene. Definitely Blackroot is an area where good runs die young, and that's what I always say.
That's very accurate. A little bit of Xavier got caught with the UI on there, but no big deal. If you do turn on your user interface, you get to see your health and energy counts, but it also does draw those text boxes. Greez going for a save and reload there at the top platform after those lasers. And that just manipulates these cycles here again. Every platform in BRB or Blackroot Burrows is on a cycle. And if you save and quit, it resets those cycles so you can possibly get better positions on these. He's also going for some dodges on those spines from that slime, which is terrifying.
Yeah, Xavier's not going to go for the cycle reload. He's just going to continue on and manipulate this cycle, actually, so he can get it off nicely in the next room. Ooh, Xavier, so close to his level up. You want to time that very nicely so you can use it on your Frankie Walk, but man, he's got to be 1 or 2 XP away.
Oh boy, yeah, and you actually do want to be closer to your level if possible. Both runners have the ability when they open up their menu to do the Save Anywhere glitch to double check what their XP count is, and all enemies always drop fixed amounts. So right now, for example, on Greez's screen, he's able to see how many XP he needed to level, and they can plan around that, but it's still very... Oh god.
That was close for Xavier. Almost getting blasted away by that laser, but he's going to be able to get away from that. And
yeah, that was a clutch jump out of that platform to avoid the death.
Right. So now MrGreez getting his dash, and now he's out of here to go to our first big sequence break of the game called Frankie Walk.
Yep, and if you've been watching the tournament races, you've seen a lot of this one. We're going to be picking up a Frankie, one of our good old friends, the enemy that happens to look like a combination of a frog and a monkey. We're going to take him for a walk across the countryside. We're going to take him all the way over to a door that normally requires 4 energy to open. That is, you have to have 4 energy in your energy pool and put them in one by one. And you, of course, lose them as you put them in. But unfortunately, we don't have 4. We have 2. So we're going to go over there, put 2 in, kill the Frankie, get his XP, take a level up, put the rest in. Greez having a little bit of problem getting that Frankie to do the right jump. It ended up wedged under the log, but he's able to get it out, giving Xavier a little bit of an opportunity to catch up. But Greez is still well on his way for no, he's not. He's taking a death. That is going to put Xavier temporarily in the lead. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, the whole situation there is just not working out there in Greez's favor. So Xavier's going to take the lead as he enters his Frankie Walk. Still very close. I believe the delta for Greez out is about 22 seconds, and it looks like it's now just flipped.
Yeah, basically. And that Frankie Walk death is pretty costly because it sends you back to the dash tree, but now we're going to get to see Xavier actually trigger the culmination of this particular sequence break. He kills the Frankie, gets the energy, puts it in the door from the level up, and he is good. And he even got a bonus energy, which is great for any runner to get that energy. They get to put a save down as they navigate the Death Gauntlet here, which is a very scary section filled with brambles and crushers, and he manages to knock out those brambles and climb up here, while Greez does get his Frankie Walk as well, so he's good to go too.
Very nice job. Greez is kind of cleaning it. Yep, clear Death Gauntlet very nicely, and Xavier is now heading down to the grotto to get the double jump tree. He's going to try for the... Ooh. Looked like he was trying for the grotto cycle trick, but got caught up on the ledge.
Yeah, that requires some very precise dash timing and wall jumps. His goal was to get on the wall just in time to dash towards that the crusher as it was closing and sneak through the gap, but unfortunately didn't quite get it. Greez is going for it, but his position wasn't quite good either. Actually, he may not even have been trying for it. We did wonder as to whether he was going to try for it or not. Looks like he didn't really bother.
Yeah, he did say that he was just going to try it, and just looked like he was just going to wait for the next cycle. Xavier is going to collect the tree, but with doing a weird save anywhere, so he's going to have some blind movement coming out because they want to skip the animation of the tree. So all the animation goes on. Xavier is off away on the left side, and there you have it right there.
Yeah, and this saves less time than you might think, since you have to do the save and reload while the tree animation is going. But it still saves a couple seconds, so it's a nice skip to do. Xavier making good work of that blind movement. Greez doing the same. Look how far up that wall he got. That was very nice by him. And he's closing that gap a little bit with Xavier. It's a 16-second deficit at double jump. It was 20 back at the energy cell in the Death Gauntlet, so he's definitely catching up bit by bit.
Yeah, so now here, Xavier's going to get out of Grotto here using a trick called the Grotto Skip. It doesn't look like much happened there, but he's able to skip a whole section of the map, and Greez actually looks like he's going to get first try.
Yeah, so that again is going to help him catch up a little bit. A little bit of difficulty with these wall jumps here, but overall the Grotto Skip time save for Greez was pretty good. So, Xavier having a little trouble with that cutscene skip, actually, so that is going to put Greez back in the lead, as Xavier had to redo that cutscene skip with a reload there.
Interesting. It's still he saved in the right place, but now he's got it. So Xavier having a little trouble getting up the wall. This next section of the race, it's not really hard. It's not hard to die on, but it's just all this quick, specific movement that jumping at the walls that will just waste time, and it's definitely about optimizing your jumping to get out of here.
Yeah, wall jumping in this game, climbing vertical sections is not easy, as Greez nearly taking a rough time there from that slime, but he manages to get away, and also from that dropping slime. Oh boy. It's pretty challenging to just climb walls effectively. The wall jump timing is pretty awkward, and it doesn't feel like it does in other games. So it's very easy to lose a lot of time just climbing these walls in this section in particular.
That's right. But Greez is able to time it very nicely now, and he's up and out of Grotto. So now he's heading over to the first of two dungeons that we're going to be going through. You could do the whole game and go through 3, but we're not going to do that. We're only going to really go through 1, which is the Ginso tree.
Yep, we're fast approaching it. It's and even the Ginso tree, technically, we're not going to finish here, but you know, let's not worry about that for now. In any case, a lot of vertically oriented stuff in this section. The Ginso tree is no exception. Xavier picking up his abilities cell there, which you saw involved a lot of climbing. There's still more climbing for Greez right here. And then he is going to get to the front door of the Ginso tree. He's going to skip this cutscene where Gumo is going to carry away the water vein, which they both already have. And now he's going to walk in the front door. We're going to have some fun in the Ginso tree. Oh, God.
Xavier having a little bit of trouble here trying to, with the rock. We just got to kill this slime because he's on 1 health. We'll do it. Very nice adapting to the fact he only had 1 health, and he's going to also skip this cutscene and then make his way to the Ginso tree.
What Xavier is doing just there is pretty underrated too. On controller, since the same hand, and in fact probably the same thumb, has to operate both the jump and shoot buttons, clinging to a wall with wall jumps while shooting is very difficult. In the meantime, Greez making short work of these first 2 rooms of Ginso, which are pretty challenging, so it's always good to see a runner do really well there. And he's going to be moving on towards this these couple teleporter rooms, and then the little puzzle section, as we're going to see Xavier take the same room with the gamers here, and we'll see how he does.
Yeah, this is all about using that doubles up ability that you've just obtained to get through this tree. Again, it's not really tricks and more of just being able to use that ability. Xavier's going to have a little bit of tough time jumping on these platforms here. He's now just going to get through it as Greez makes his way to the first of not many mini bosses we're going to encounter in this run.
Yeah, Ori not very focused on bosses as a thing. It usually focuses on platforming challenges. In this case, what we're seeing is this mini-boss spawns in 1 of 5 spots in this room at random. You might have just seen Greez got a little bit of a hint where it was going to spawn next by his shot accidentally homing on the future position. You can get a similar thing by just seeing a 1-frame flash from the new spot as it's about to spawn there. So Greez now also setting up his HP for a ghost door. That was intentional damage after defeating the mini-boss, but a good job taking it out. That was very quick from him.
Yes, a lot of these runs require a certain amount of health, and being able to quickly adapt, see how much you have, and work with it is very nice. Greez, not the cleanest jump to make his, because you're able to just skip that entire section, but he's able to pull it off, and now he's going to have trouble in his ghost door. He's just going to not even bother and head on right over to Bash.
Yeah, that flower there is a little bit of a troll. When it drops that health, your entire ghost door setup gets messed up. Bash now, of course, coming for Greez, everyone's favorite skill from vanilla, and still one of the best skills in the game. It's going to allow us to do that. We're going to be able to grab onto projectiles, grab onto enemies, grab onto lanterns in some cases, and redirect them, and we're using them to solve this puzzle here. This is pretty common in the game. It gives you a new skill that makes you use it immediately for some clever uses, which is pretty cool. And as I always like to point out, it really changes the game from causing you to go away from enemies to making you go towards enemies.
Yeah, and there is another skill that we may not see in this run because of the both these runners using controller straps. Where there's this thing called double bashing, where a frame after you're able to bash again. But I'm just gonna interrupt myself and say that Greez missed a key dupe glitch, which allows you to get more keys. So he's gonna have to try that again.
Yeah, that's a really rough time loss. It's a pretty lengthy climb to collect all these keystones. Xavier is still a fair bit behind, but it's going to give him a little bit of chance to catch up here. Greez did get it on the second try. You can tell by when you look at the door that he's dying near, you can see the keystones light up inside the door while he's dead. That means that he's getting the glitch successfully.
So yeah, Greez able to do it that time, and Xavier's now trying for the key dupe. He gets it off. So yeah, not a big time loss for Greez, but definitely Xavier's gap now is a little closed a little bit.
Yep, but he'll be looking to widen it a little bit here as we're going to go into swamp entry, which is a very difficult trick for every runner, including the top runners. So we'll see how Greez is able to do at it, and we'll also see whether or not he opts to use a rekindle glitch to skip this cutscene. There's going to be a cutscene where Gumo lights up some lasers that are pretty annoying, and if you use the skip, you have to do blind movement during that cutscene. A lot of runners these days seem to be choosing to avoid skipping that and just take the 1 second overall time loss if you don't.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, he looks like he's gonna just yeah, go ahead and skip it there. And the bad thing about that is now there are lasers activated, and we have to go back through that section. So it's gonna be a little bit tougher time for Greez to make it through that section there.
All right, here comes the swamp entry. He does set up a safety save right before the frog. He's got a good setup here using that upwards bash to give the frog some height to make it pretty easy to get over here. And now it looks like he might be going for the single bash setup. Oh, that was a very nice setup, but he almost got it. Not quite. Got to push the frog in here into this section. He's going to collect a shot, bash it upwards, get a good time jump, and the shot goes high enough. He's able to break the ceiling. Meanwhile, on Xavier's side, we have some blind movement, which he pulls off perfectly.
Yeah, he's gonna be very nicely. So the reason we're heading over into Thornfell Swamp so that we can get Stomp, which is used for some interesting tricks that'll come up later. But it's ability nevertheless, and we need all 11. So we're doing whatever possible to get these kills.
All right, and Xavier doing a very, very clean job on his swamp entry. So basically no time lost relative to Greez there. That was extremely clean. Both runners doing a good job there, and this is still a very close race right now.
No, yeah, definitely. A little bit of a high five as Greez leads with Stomp and Xavier is coming in to get it. Still, again, yeah, very close race, and it's kind of been that for most of the race so far, only having the biggest delta of about 40 seconds so far.
Yeah, and that one death for Greez coming on the Frankie walk, proven to... It hasn't put him behind, but it certainly probably made this race closer than he would really like. Now going for that precise bash off that frog, and he does a good job of that too. Greez really showing that for a pure controller player, he has a very solid command of his bash angles, which is one thing that I really like about controller. Personally, I find it really hard to aim with the mouse, but aiming with the controller seems a lot easier. And here is an example of those precise bash angles, which Greez pulls off perfectly. That's the Kuro cutscene skip. It looks like nothing if you don't know that there's a cutscene trigger there, but he just bashed right through it.
Yeah, super nice. Definitely the hardest cutscene to skip, requires super precise bashing to get over the trigger area for the cutscene. Xavier is now doing his frog manipulation to get this cell, and now he's going to go ahead and try the cutscene as well. Lucky he doesn't have to do with any lasers to get in his way, and he's going to head up the wall here.
Yeah, we'll see if he's successful at this trick. It's a 17-second delta if he's not. Looks like he might even just not have bothered going for it. He just grabbed the frog immediately and bashed through. So, might have just said, I haven't practiced this, I don't feel confident in it, whatever, I'm just going to eat the cutscene.
No, yeah, definitely. Even when practicing, there are times where you just won't be able to get it, and completely understandable for these. Greez set up a save anywhere glitch to skip another cutscene. Pretty lengthy one, so that's an important one. Ooh,
that's
Xavier.
A rough death for Xavier, as just barely shy of landing on the other end there. This bash angle is particularly precise. And he does get the second hit. Whoa, very nearly gets sniped again.
Greez actually have a death in the Valley of the Wind, so... Oh, he's going to have another one, so he's sent back to the Hollow Grove cut. So even with that death by Xavier, it does not really affect the difference of time here.
Now, on Xavier's side, at the same time as that, he pulled off an incredible escapes strat from that 5th energy spot as he bashed like just barely under that overhang and then jumped up onto it. Like it was just, oh my goodness, what a courageous strat to use a cleaner word than the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, very nice. So Greez is heading through the Wind using some very nice dash and bash abilities, and he's now going to head to Fast Nautilus, and I'm not sure if I remember if he's going to attempt it. It looks like...
Yeah, I believe we'll be seeing Greez attempting it.
Yeah, I see.
So you can tell that he hasn't gone up to pick up that cell back there. So he's going to try to line up this spider shot. There's a specific position that they stand in to get a better angle for that. He shot at a particular angle. He's waiting for this spider to give him another shot too. Oh no! That...
Ooh.
Oh
yeah.
no!
He's able to get it, but he's not going to get that cell. So he's going to have a backup strat for XP, or he's just going to have to go back and get it.
Now, Greez has been running this game for some time. It is definitely possible that he knows the backup strat, which would be to do the old frog juggle route, which you may have just seen in a previous race earlier by Mr. Randomson. But we're going to see. He either has to go back and get that cell, which is a long trip, or he's got to go directly up into Sorrow and just eat the possibly 30 seconds time loss of frog juggle. Doesn't look like that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Definitely. So it will not allow him to do the Terror Break trick. It's not a terrible thing to do the frog juggle, but I believe if Xavier is just going to get the ability cell, which looks like he is, he's gonna have a little bit faster time on Sorrow. Ooh.
Oh, that's rough. Greez taking the death on Sorrow bash. Just not getting enough height on that last bash off the bird, and unfortunately his energy count too is very sensitive right now if you're doing the frog juggle route, so he had to not save at the top of Valley, so he's even lacking in safety here.
Oh, another one!
And he's low on health. Oh, this is the worst possible combination of circumstances for Greez right now.
Yeah, if there is a save teleporter, if save well, if you would want to save there to refill your energy and health. Looks like he's just gonna save now on the ledge for Sorrow Bash, but he will be down in energy now.
Yeah, he'll be able to pick up a replacement in Sorrow, and he does get in with the clean execution that time, so maybe the extra save just finally giving him the confidence to say, okay, I'm fine, let's go. Meanwhile, Xavier did just pick up Feather, and he got the cell, and he's going to be able to do the Terror Break route. So there's a potential for a very significant time save for Xavier right now compared to Greez. Greez's rocket jump there, too, a little bit shallow. Didn't quite get the height he wanted. Actually, what is he doing? He's not doing Frog Juggle. Which backup will he take? Oh.
Possibly... I'm not too sure. Like... He could be possibly trying to get one of those energy rocks up top to fill his energy, but I don't think that'll level him up enough.
And then I think the only thing I can think of that he might be doing is Xavier getting a beautiful Sorrow Bash going right now.
Very nice.
Making it in very quickly. I believe what we might see from Greez is that he might go up through the ceiling here near Charge Jump, pick up an ability cell, and then, yeah, that is exactly what we're seeing. And then he's going to have to come back, and then he'll be able to do the Terror Break route. So this is, again, this is a pretty significant time loss, but he might still be able to maintain this lead. Xavier's coming into the Charge Jump tree, and once he gets Charge Jump, he can go straight to Terror Break. Greez just picked up that cell. This is very close right now.
That's definitely one you don't see, and Xavier's gonna take that, but it won't affect him too much. Yeah, that's definitely one a strat you don't see, and Greez, being an old player, he's able to remember that there's an ability cell up there.
Oh, come on, man! Don't call him old. He's young at heart.
not saying
Yeah.
all the bad thing.
Yeah, no, he's got experience with this game. He's done a lot of challenge play, all sorts of other types of ways of making this game difficult. There he pulls off the Terror Break. Not a hard trick per se. Ooh, quick death with the laser, but he'll just set it up again. It's not a hard trick per se, but, you know, always good to make sure you get the right ability save. Xavier setting his up as well, and he'll probably be following momentarily. So this is incredibly close right now.
Yeah, Xavier not having any problems with his XP, and he's just the same boat as Greez is now, and not a very big gap. Because you definitely need this this level up to skip this very lengthy cutscene of maybe around a minute and a half. So it's good. It's definitely a time saver to have an ability up here.
Yeah, Greez overall still saving time despite having to go get that extra ability cell, but not actually sure which one's the fastest backup, but I think the good thing for Greez is just executing a backup strat as quickly as he could. And so having the presence of mind to just go do it, that is very solid for Greez. Unfortunately, took a few other time losses like in that shallow rocket jump, but he's still got the lead. And he still has, of course, his... like, you know, he's expecting an overall higher level of execution over the rest of the run to carry him here, and he should still be able to come out with a victory, but we're going to see. Almost anything can happen at this point.
Nice Wilhelm screen over by Greez. So yeah, it was only about 16 delta, 16 second difference there at the Sunstone. So yeah, still a super close race as they enter Misty. Not really a trick-based section of the run, but it just involves using all the abilities you've racked up to just make some nice, very nice movement.
I really like that point that you made too about this is not really a trick-based area. There's certain areas of the run where, as you mentioned, they're very heavy on specific tricks that involve like specific combination of inputs or whatever type of thing. But Misty, you're just going fast. You have a lot of charge dashes, a lot of bashes, a lot of stomping, feathering, but only the minimal amount possible, so you're still falling as quickly as possible. Misty is a really fun section to watch. If you're taking a little damage, gonna have to be careful there. Greez has been pretty fine so far. We are coming into Climb Tree pretty
Saber will Zero will take a save there. Very nice action there. I like that from him. Greez is getting the Climb Tree. Not really an ability that's used, but we need it nevertheless. So he's going to collect it now. So now all he's got to do is get 2 more keys, fight a mini boss, and get out of Misty. But that's no easy task, as Misty's got a lot of spikes to it.
That's right. You said it better than I could have, and there are some of them right now, and Greez taking a death, and he's back at the Climb Tree, and Xavier's right there. And
he's taking another death.
Oh my goodness, it's now a under 8-second deficit right now, and Greez is going to have to really work hard now to make sure that he's able to hold on to this lead. Now again, you're expecting to see a little bit more daring strats out of Greez, and that may save time overall, but it also may lead to a higher risk of death. Xavier also having a rough rocket jump there, and oh, some very scary moments here for both runners.
Yeah, it's a fun section, but it's scary, man. It's super scary. Greez is just going through a tunnel of spikes right now, and they all do 3 damage, and based on oh, he gets hit, so he's on 1 health right now.
I'm going to expect to see a safety save right now as he picks up these 2 energy, and there it is. Yeah, so Greez making sure to lock in his progress to this point by dropping that safety save. He did manage to widen that gap a little bit from the Climb Tree onwards, so by dropping that save, he made sure he's not going to lose that progress again. And now he's coming up to this mini boss, and we're going to hope to see him evaporate this to make sure that lead stays pretty consistent. The energy trolling him a little bit.
He's not going to do a save there, but he'll able to pull off a very nice quick kill there.
Yep, that was very clean. Xavier coming in to do similar. He's doing his rocket jump up the meatball shaft as well. That is a really cool strat that's always good to see any runner do. He pulls it off very well. Another rocket jump there. He's out of energy. He'll have to pick up a replacement. He's very close behind Greez right now.
And actually looks like he's not going to go ahead and go for a save. He's going to do a quick kill, and, well, that mini boss is gone.
That was beautiful. excellent execution of what we call the bang zoom quick kill by Xavier. Greez is at the teleporter now. He's going to head back to Blackroot Burrows to collect the last skill of the game. Xavier, hot on his heels. This is absolutely incredible. Even compared to Xavier's not actual PB, this is actually ahead of that pace right now.
Yeah, it's super great for Xavier. Well, we don't know his actual PB. He's definitely in a range of that, and he made quick work of Misty without taking too many deaths. Was just a little bit slow at it, and now they're both on the way to get Grenade, the last ability.
That's right. And Grenade, normally in a casual playthrough, pretty much useful only for activating switches and possibly sometimes for bashing off of. Well, that's a cool feature and all. You can use it in a randomizer, but in this game, in All Skills, we don't care about that. What we really care about is it lets you go really fast and skip most of the final cutscene. So other than that, you're not going to be seeing too much Grenade. However, Greez did put in his comments on our questionnaire about what strats you do, he said, grenade jumps on controller are free. So we'll see what he decides to do here.
Yeah, so he's not going to do any of these. Oh, Xavier's going to get hit on the laser. The laser's not good for him. So Greez going to maintain his lead and get a little extra time there as Greez heads up here.
Yeah, those lasers are made of pain and sadness, and unfortunately Xavier taking a sample today, but he is able to make it up this time to the trigger for the cutscene here. Greez is going to take the Raziel No route below those crushers, and then collect his health cell and head to the final escape. He has said in his questionnaire, I believe he planned to take 5 HP. We'll see whether he thinks maybe he needs a backup. We do not know whether or not he's watching his opponent, so we're not sure if he knows that he is still ahead. After there's some of the mistakes that he's made, he might feel behind if he's not.
Yeah, and we don't know if Xavier is either, but he's got his grade now, and so both of them are on their way to the final escape. Greez actually has gotten another health cell. He's actually got 6 right now.
Okay, either that's a change or that's just his strat. If it is a change, it's a great adaptation to say, you know what, I want to make sure I finish this escape, and just it's like 4.5 seconds to get that health cell. So a good decision by him in either case, and he's going to be entering Mount Horu and beginning his door warp attempt shortly.
So yeah, door warp, hard frame perfect trick. I mean, it's easy, right? Oh, just hit button 1/60 of a second. All right. Let's see how Greez sees here. He's gonna reload his save. And man, first try.
Nailed it.
Makes it look
how
easy.
Easy must that trick be? Kappa.
Yeah,
right, well, that's
easy peasy.
Well, that's going to begin the final escape for Greez. He's just going to watch this cutscene for another couple seconds. Xavier making his way to the door of Horu. It's not outside the range where a grenade jump soft block could tilt this race. I really hope it's not, but here he goes. He's going to go through this terrifying, hot, spiky section, the final escape.
Yeah, that's right. Just brings up all the skills you've attained and uses them all to its best ability, and Greez making nice work. So here's where all the health is used for. Right here, the swimming section, which is still poison water.
With the 6 HP, he has the luxury of being able to just dive directly in, and he should, as long as he doesn't take a hit, make it through safely, which he does. Now he's going to do some charge jumping up these walls. He's going to get the position for his grenade jump. It's a very precise position, so he's got to be a little careful on that. Got the aim, takes the attempt, it misses. He's going to take another one. He needs to make sure he doesn't run out of energy. Each one of those grenades costs 1. He's got 1 left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got 1 chance left.
1 more.
And he gets it! The
first try, and well, not first try, but you know what? First try.
We'll call it first try. Xavier, on his side, the 3rd try door warp makes it in, but Greez is going to finish up and takes the victory with the very clutch last half energy grenade jump success.
It's definitely it always seems to happen. You know, you always get the grenade jump at the final energy, and I like to see that from Greez. That was very nice. Xavier also is at the final escape. He's got 6 health, so you don't have to worry too much about the fish. But he's done really well for himself, and with that quote unquote PB that he had, he's close to breaking it.
Greez finishing up with an official final time of 36:58. It's a good job to him, especially recovering after the early death to the Frankie walk. That can be really tilting really easily. Xavier making his way through the poison water. That is going very cleanly. We're going to get some grenade jump attempts from him, presumably.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of energy. Use a few attempts here. Let's see how he does.
So I controller grenade jump for him too.
And there you go. He got it.
GG to Xavier. I want to double check what that stat was we had for that PB at the start of the race, because we know that that one was with the 144 hertz glitch. This one's not. I think this might actually be like both kinds of PB, both the real PB and the PB compared to his fake previous PB.
Okay, whatever we have down for Xavier, this is probably gonna be just both his PBs. So this is his new one.
What an incredible finish for him. And his comment as he finishes up, his comment in the race chat says, "OMG, you're kidding."
Well, definitely. He adapted with a little bit of rough time with both Misty and Sara. Not really Sara, but it's just more of Misty, but very consistent run from him. I really liked his stuff.
Yeah, and I think that really well demonstrates kind of the key to being able to crack those big barriers in Ori. You know, kind of the big barriers in time are like the sub-hour, the sub-50, and the sub-40. And the sub-40, I think, really the key to cracking that is not so much learning any specific tricks, being able to do, you know, fast stompless in particular, or the early grotto cycle in particular, but it really comes down to, are you going to be able to not die consistently through an entire run? And if you can do that, then you're going to be able to get a good time.
Well, thanks for that, Vula, as I attempt my sub 40 before tomorrow. So thanks for the advice.
Give you the unintentional direct insights, Clean Fell. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, here are our group standings now. Everyone in this group has played one match, and we got three out of 4 with times of sub 40. So very nice group we have so far.
Yeah, this is really impressive to see, especially because you look at the bottom 2 times there, and both Xavier and Zik had much different PBs at the start of this tournament. I believe Xavier was rocking like a 44, and Zik was, I think Zik had just gotten sub-hours. So like both of them had worse times effectively, and they've both improved a ton. Greez has already improved a ton just since the beginning of the year, and Raziel, of course, is a terrifying Portuguese powerhouse. So all these runners are really impressive. This is going to be a cool group to watch as they do their remaining 4 matches.
Yeah, definitely a fun match, and I believe we still have another match coming up. So stay tuned for that. I believe it's against Yoko and Siki, if I'm correct about that.
That is correct. And this match, I'm very excited about, Clean. We've been waiting for this since the first day of the tournament. We had them scheduled to go on the second match of the tournament on our opening day. And unfortunately, technical issues occurred, preventing them from racing. At the time, Yoko had a PB. Well, I'll let people talk about that. You know, I don't want to steal the thunder from the other commentators. But this race is going to be awesome. Stick around for approximately 17 minutes.
We thank you all for watching.
Yep. And thanks for joining, Clean. It was fun commentating with you.
No problem.
Don't go anywhere, guys.